This is Cotto from Boston. Cotto.
Good morning.
What's
Good morning.
up?
How's it going, guys?
What's up?
Hey, so I called in a few days ago about how I thought that obviously like over 17 or 18 games, the run game wasn't going to be sustainable with injuries coming up and whatnot. And, it's just something that ends up happening. And to Wiggy and Shime's point is I do think that Drake Maye should be starting because I think he'd give us more for our receivers. But at the same time, we've talked all offseason about how the offensive line is a problem. And no, I don't think that they're great. But if they're giving a quarterback 6 seconds to throw the ball, I think the quarterback should be finding a target. And I do, just to play devil's advocate for everybody saying that, what makes you think Drake Maye is able to do it? Well, what makes you think that Drake Maye isn't able to do the same as Brissett, if not better?
Well, we haven't seen,
wouldn't it?
The answer to that is we haven't seen Drake Maye do it. So
Right.
well,
we haven't seen Jacoby Brissett do it either. So what the hell's the
no,
difference?
I know. Listen, to me, the strength of the run game that you bring up is another reason why you can put Drake Maye in there and not worry about it as much.
Exactly, but if you have receivers that are getting open consistently, and Shine brought up the point the other day about Jalen Polk being a top receiver to get separation. It's you need somebody in there if you want to win games, because this season a lot of people are saying that it's a rebuild year, but in reality we have a good enough team to make the playoffs. We have a good enough team to, I'm not saying we're going to win the Super Bowl, but we have a good enough team to compete, and they showed that against the Bengals. They showed that last week. And if you get a better option at quarterback who can get it to your receivers, then you have even more of a chance to win. So I don't see the negative in bringing in Drake Maye, giving him the experience. And in the long run, as a Patriots fan, it should be what you want, because he is our number 3 pick, and he's going to be our quarterback for a while. So get him in now. Get them used to our young receivers. All of our receivers are young except for, Hunter Henry.
It's just Curtis and Wiggy can relate to this maybe more so than Courtney and Shime. But we have somehow arrived at a point where we are like Carolina, where we are hoping and praying that we made a pick in the draft at quarterback that is somehow going to lead this franchise.
Yeah, but we didn't leverage our future in order to do it.
Back to glory. Like it's bizarro world. Like when you think about the 20 years of incredible success here.
But Greg, removing my emotion and the bitterness of the past, okay? When you have a quarterback that can win championships, the onus is on the coach and Robert Kraft specifically to maximize that window, not to find a way to shove him out the door. And that's what was so frustrating about the end here in New England, where they didn't maximize it because the odds that Drake Maye is anywhere near what you had is slim to none.
See, I don't even really trip about that. It's like you're 16 years old and your crush, all of a sudden, you live in Boston, your crush moves to California. It's like, yeah, your heart might be broken, but it's time to move on. I'm in the world of time to move on. I love what Brady did. I love what the organization was able to do in the time him and Bill was there. The same way I've moved on.
Do you want to waste a whole another season without knowing what Drake Maye is?
I don't. I think
that's what they're going to do.
I think it's stupid. The same way I think the Carolina Panthers are stupid for sitting Bryce Young. Play Bryce Young, see if he can get any better, and then after the season, you reevaluate if it's time for us to look to see if we can get a free agent quarterback or maybe have to trade him.
The Panthers are too trigger happy. Like they just flip on the dime immediately. They just do not let things play out. If things don't go right, then they immediately switch.
I think this team is good enough. I think they have a good enough coach. They have a good enough talent on the defensive side of the football. I think they can run the football well. I don't know what these wide receivers are because your passing game is anemic.
Now, I will say
you drafted a guy 1 overall and then fired the head coach 10 games into the season. Like you didn't even give them an opportunity. Like you barely gave them a chance on a roster you knew was devoid of talent. This is because David Tepper is a horrendously bad owner. That's why bad owners create bad environments, create bad teams, and bad things happen to bad teams.
And Courtney said it. He has no patience, and it's all about hiring the right guy. Has nothing to do with his size. Because guess what? Kyler Murray's small. Looks fine to me. You look at Baker Mayfield. He's small, fine. Drew Brees was small, fine. There's plenty of quarterbacks that are undersized that are able to get it done in the National Football League. I think it's about, and we said this all the time, if you don't have the right coach in place to give that quarterback some stability, if the quarterback just doesn't have that it factor, then it's very difficult to go from 1 year, one system, another year, another system, and that's kind of what's happened to Bryce Young.
You did not put the right offensive line in place in front of a potential Drake Maye start. Like, you screwed that up.
But if you look at the all-22 breakdown from Shime in your dating site, the line is giving him time.
No, a lot of it, like, if you go back and look at every single play,
Shime had a stat of what was he, middle of the league when it comes to time to throw the football?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, like, Greg.
And a lot of those pressure numbers can be misconstrued because Jacoby Brissett's holding onto the ball so long that he's creating his own pressure.
And outside of Drew Brees, who won a Super Bowl, how many small quarterbacks have years and years of success in the NFL?
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson.
Also won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he has a bunch.
Okay, with one of the great defenses in NFL history.
Well, but
he still had years of success.
Yeah, he's had years of success.
Okay, so 2.
Well, now we got to go through the list of small quarterbacks. All right, let me try to think.
I mean, I just think.
I mean, Doug Flutie had success.
Oh, come on.
He did?
He was 70.
Yeah, but he had success when he played in the NFL.
Twitch chat says Fran Tarkenton, Curtis.
Yep. I call him Francis.
Vikings superstar, Fran Tarkenton.
The original scrambling quarterback, right?
Yep.
One of the original endorsers of products on commercial television, Fran Tarkenton.
Fran Tarkenton, underrated, could succeed in today's NFL.
And I got to tell you, Russell Wilson is how old?
He's got to be
35
or something like that.
Boy, he looks good. Better than ever.
It doesn't look good now.
Michael Vick was
Wiggy
small. He
wanted
had
him.
success.
Michael Vick was not under 6 feet tall.
He was like 6 feet. And generally, when they say you're 6 feet, you're smaller than that.
That is true.
So let's be honest. I'm just trying to go through the list.
Well, he's not under 6 feet. He is 6 feet. And we're going by what everybody's listed as. If everybody lies, it's all the same rubric.
So let's say Bryce is. What's the difference between 5'11" and 6 feet?
An inch.
But an inch means nothing. It's not like.
Did you watch Any Given Sunday? The inches are everywhere.
I could see if you're going, all right, Bryce Young is 5'11" and this quarterback's 6'3".
I don't know, Curtis. Do you buy into the Baker Mayfield-assance?
Yes.
No,
I buy into Baker Mayfield.
Did you see Baker ripping Brady, by the way?
Wow,
he said they're finally happy now that he was gone, that all the players were too stressed around Tom.
2 is short, too. 2 is another one. I mean, the days of the short quarterback are long gone out the window. The prototype being the Drew Bledsoe.
6'1" for Tua.
The 6'5".
Curtis well aware of how helpful it can be to get an extra inch. It was